So we get a lot of questions about franchising and how the process works and who do I call? How do I find out more information about We Insure? And so we have an entire team of people that are working on our franchise sales side. We don't sell franchises, we award them. And so we have professionals to talk to on a day-to-day basis to ask questions. What might come up? How does it fit with what I want to do? And in that process, we brought on some very experienced franchise salespeople. And one of those is with us today is Mr. John Henning. And so John is joining us to tell a little bit about kind of his process, his experience, and then what he's learned about We Insure. But before we get started, this is another We Welcome. And my name is Chris Pfluger. I am the Chief Development Officer here at We Insure. So welcome, John Henning.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for having me, Chris.
You absolutely. So you live in Pennsylvania, and our headquarters is in Jacksonville. And so you cover different areas of the country, but where you live probably makes no difference in these days, especially. So tell us a little bit about your background. You've been in franchising for quite a while, and you've helped a lot of people with different franchises and grow their businesses. So tell us a little bit about your background.
Sure. So I started in the early 2000s in franchising with a automotive franchise company, and then I moved over after about 5 or 6 years, I think, to a solar franchise company, residential solar, and then went to work for a large real estate company in franchising that you might have heard of. Oh. And Chris and I used to work together at Remax, and came over to We Insure beginning part of this year. And primarily right now, I'm focused on the Pennsylvania market, the Georgia market, and the Texas market. Of course, I can work with folks, pretty much all over the country, but those are my three primary focus markets right now. And a lot of experience in franchising. I've been working with entrepreneurs for, almost 20 years now.
Fantastic. And you do a remarkably good job. I know I've talked to you numerous times. I've talked to a lot of your franchise prospects who end up becoming our owners, and they're very fond of you. So obviously you handle them well and you handle the process well. But tell us a little about what attracted you to We Insure. And then secondarily, talk a little bit about the process if someone wanted to get a hold of you and find out more information.
Sure. So the first thing that I looked at when I look at a franchise, right, and that's really, again, my background. I'm not really an insurance guy per se, more of a business model operational model type guy. What I looked at when we first started talking was I looked at the consistency of the existing franchise owners. When I talked with them, what did they say? And was I hearing a consistent message? Were they generally happy? Right? Were they successful? Would they do it again? So I almost kind of did my own due diligence when you and I first started talking about this position with We Insure, and I really got a feel for the one thing I consistently heard over and over and over again from the existing franchisees is that they love headquarters. And in franchising, as well as I do, that's not always the case in franchising, right? And so when I was hearing this just consistently over and over and over again about how we're doing well, we're growing, and we were looking at going into a rougher time of the year, of course, with everything that did end up happening looking back. But these folks were like, they were excited. I mean, who gets excited about insurance, right? And I looked at the service side of it, the carrier access, and I'm sure we can go, much, much further into that stuff. But the franchisees were the key thing for me. That's really the reason I decided to come on board. Of course, we have a great team, which I happen to know a couple of the team folks, and so the corporate culture was the second thing. And that's what I was hearing from the franchise owners. They weren't just happy. It wasn't consistent. They weren't just successful, but they loved headquarters. And the culture was really like the second piece of it. Then I started looking at the financial aspect of it, the repetitive nature of the recurring revenue stream, the fact that I, talked to a lot of real estate folks already. And this was, the bold on for them. It was almost that no-brainer moment of like, geez, why wouldn't I go work with Chris at We Insure and the team there and be able to bring folks, this opportunity all over the country? It was just it's like that perfect storm. It's very rare that you get all of these things together and still have a lot of opportunity to be able to grow with the company. So that was really the driving force. As far as the process goes, as you know, I'm a very process-driven person. It probably comes a little bit from my background in the military, but I follow a proven methodology of a mutual discovery process. I want to get to know the folks just as much as they get to know me, honestly, and I'm sure you've run into this too. I get invited to more weddings and birthday parties with my folks that I'm working with if they're within striking distance of where I live. I've attended many personal functions. I do closings in their home, so it's very much a relationship business because they're trusting me to provide them with good information. I answer their questions, and I take them through a mutual discovery process where I'm trying to find out, is this the right fit for what they're looking for? And just as importantly, are they the right fit for what we're looking for? We're looking for healthy growth. We're looking for folks that have a business mindset, that want to grow a business and grow a large business over a period of time, right? Folks that want to work on the business, not just in the business. And through that process, when I'm working with them, I mean, there's some paperwork and stuff like that to do, but really it's about a mutual discovery, questions, answers, a lot of back and forth. I call it the frickin' frack of franchise sales. And it takes about 4 weeks or so to go through that process. It's not an overly extensive process. This is a very simple business to understand. And I found, Chris, and I'm sure you have too, there's really two folks we end up talking to. There's the folks that get it and understand it. And there's been over 40 of those this year, right? And there's the folks that are like, you know what? I'm not sure it fits for what I'm looking to do and that kind of thing. And that's fine. Will be a great opportunity in a few more months. But the folks that get it, when they get it, it's like that click. It's like, wait a minute. You've got the carrier access. You're going to train my folks. You're going to support them. You're going to provide service to my clients. And as a real estate or a mortgage professional, what I need to do is make sure that my folks are aware of what you guys are doing and have somebody there to be able to facilitate that. And it's literally like a yep. And they're like, okay, let's talk. I just talked to a lady today in the Midwest, and I left her a voicemail. She had heard some things were happening with our company. She's a real estate owner and a mortgage owner right now. And she said, you know what? I want to learn a little more. And in about 30 to 40 minutes at the end of that conversation, she's like, you know what? I am seriously interested. I was intrigued. Now I'm interested. There's a compelling enough story here for the real estate, especially for real estate and mortgage. I mean, it makes sense too for existing insurance folks. I mean, we have how many insurance folks that we had convert over to our model? I mean, that's really exciting when you see it,
right?
I mean, how exciting is that when industry people convert over to your model, right?
No question about it. And I think you hit the nail on the head. I think it was a compelling, enough story and a business model in and of itself that didn't exist before. And it kind of is disrupting the insurance industry, but it also really is the future of insurance. No longer can people just go to what we used to call a captive agent, go to the State Farm, the Farmers, the Allstate, and just get that one product, maybe two lines, and then pay 30% more when you can go and have an expert really analyze your situation and get you the right insurance for your situation, not the best that they have, right? It's the best for you. And that's what we brings to the table. I think that's why you found that when you talk to our existing owners, they were so excited. I call them all brand ambassadors because really at the end of the day, they appreciate what the model brings to the table, how many carriers, all the support, everything's in place that allows them just to grow their business as opposed to being the janitor, the person who does, every single call comes in, it's so much work to run a business. Why not make it easy on yourself, right? So it really makes it much more convenient and such a fantastic business that a lot of people are realizing I want to be part of it. And I either want to be part of it full time or I want to be part of it and add it to an existing business that I have. So.
Well, all of that, that I've learned over the past, 9 or 10 months now with the company, I wish I knew today or knew then what I know today about the company and the piece of the puzzle I was missing in the beginning, because I came on board and we had the plans for the growth and we've got all these things lined up and ready to go. And the piece that I didn't wrap my mind around because I didn't realize this is actually how it was the turnkey aspect of the business. How many owners have we been able to plug this into and they've hit the ground running and they've got their producing agent fired up, ready to go. They get through training and in a 45-day period, they're writing business. I mean, there's just not many businesses out there today that you can just start up today and be doing business in 45 days, creating a residual revenue stream. I mean, name 3 other businesses you can do that with. You just can't, right? And that turnkey aspect is super exciting. It's probably one of the number one things that when I'm talking with real estate broker owners, mortgage brokers, their biggest questions are around how much time do I have to invest? How am I going to find the right person? It's all these things that we've already taken care of. The plug and play business in a box. I've got 100 cliches I can give you for that, but all the isms we talk about all the time. But the reality is, at the end of the day, if you already own a real estate business or a mortgage business, you already own an insurance business too. You're just not getting paid for it, right?
It's so true. Well, John, I'm very excited that you came aboard. Hopefully in 2021 we have a full year for you. But I know that we're experiencing a little over 45% growth right now, and we still have a few weeks left to go in the rest of the year. So it's been a tremendous ride. I really appreciate you joining us, and I know you've handled all of your clients and all of our current owners with such respect, and even sharing that opportunity with them correctly so they can make that decision has been fantastic. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for handling a good portion of our national expansion too.
Yeah, man, I'm super excited looking at the future of what's going to happen this coming year. We're starting to position everybody right now for that, first quarter opening, get things done now so we can take a look at growing in 2021 even more. We've got a lot of focus, a lot of energy, a lot of resources, and a lot of folks really, focused in on that growth. And that's super exciting for us. If there's anybody that wants to reach out to me directly, john.henning at weinsuregroup.com. All of our information's on the website. You can visit weinsurefranchise.com, fill out the form on there or give us a call. We'd be happy to talk with you. And Chris, thanks for having me, buddy. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining, and everybody have a fantastic day.